What is up, team? Chuck with Traders War Room, and I'm back at you with another video, guys. It's your Money Madness, and I got a great video for you. But real quick, I need you to hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and I need you to come along with me on the journey and check that description tab out, guys. I tell you all the time, man, I got tons of hyperlinks to make you a more successful and a more profitable trader right there at your fingertips. And don't forget to check out that link to the free small account challenge that we got going on. It's on the Telegram platform. The reason why we're doing the Telegram this particular month is because we're letting our international friends that may not have some of the other platforms that we enjoy in the States enjoy having some of the good information that we're providing. Guys, it's completely free. I'm taking an account from 200, hopefully to 2,000 in this February calendar month, and you guys can follow along with the small account trades, or you can just get the guidance and the mentorship right there for free. So the links are all in the description tab out. Real quick, if you would, on your screen, you can see our upgrade chat platform. This is the premium platform where you can get all the TWR platforms that we have available. We have 4 different platforms, and I want to share them with you because this is really the nuts and bolts of what we provide for our alerting and trading platforms. If you guys are into the alerts and you want some of those real-time alerts and those algo trade signals, we got you covered, guys. So we got the penny stock alerts. We do that on the Telegram platform. That's $10 a month. You get all those high catalyst, quick moving, shaking. If it's under $20, man, we're trying to go ahead and trade it. The high volume pushes, man, we're doing great things over there, and a lot of money to be made in the small cap. The TWR text message alerts, man, this is fire, guys. I'm telling you, supplement your other servers with the text message, and you'll be a fantastic fire trader, guys. You can't beat it. $15 a month for the TWR text message alerts, and they are absolutely crazy. And now we have 3 different platforms on the Discord, excuse me, 3 different tiers on the Discord. We have the basic, the pro, and the elite. I had some people that wanted to kind of have a little tailored fix to their particular Discord. So we're always trying to get, your server your way. So we got the basic, we got the pro, and we got the elite. You can get, just whatever you want based on your budget, your style, and, trying to pick and choose, kind of give you guys something. So we got the 20 basic, you got your 40 pro, and you got your $60 elite. Guys, on the elite, this is our flagship. You get a 3-day free trial along with this so that you can check us out. So it does nothing for you, okay? It's no payment, no commitment. You can come over there to TWR, try us out. But remember, you only get the trial once. So if you want to go over there, make sure you make good use of it. I tell people to try to do the trials on Monday so you get that, beginning of the market, or you do it on Wednesday so you get the latter half of the market. So definitely check it out, especially if you're into the trading investing, you want to see what we have to offer. Take us up on our opportunity and hit us up for our free trials. Also, if you guys are not into all the dings and the pings of those platforms, we have the instant message platform. Again, we do this one on Telegram. It's 2 channels. You get a chat channel and you get an alert channel. So what we did is we simplified our alerts. The Discord platform is 250 channels. Okay, we got over 40 analysts. We got, over 150 algo signals. We got 7 trading floors, multiple live trading things on the Discord platform. But sometimes that's a little too aggressive for certain people, right? So we made the Telegram instant message platform for you guys, where we take specifically the TWR internal trades and we put those onto the Telegram platform into one channel, and you get all the fire alerts that are TWR specific, and you get the challenges and stuff like that. So definitely, if the dings and the pings are too much for you, we got you covered over there. Like I said, something for everyone, every budget, and every style. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and get into the video, man. We got a whole bunch to cover. I got some things that I want to go over. So as you can see, we're over here. I'm going to go ahead and take my camera off just so you guys can focus on the stocks. We'll come back to it at the end. So just let's go ahead and get to it real quick. All right. What you got here is you got total volumes, all right? And I like this one here because this is the total volume of the 50. Now, this is can be used for both options and stocks, but basically these are the big boys. Okay, these are the ones that are moving and shaking and the ones that are making some money. And what I want to do is I want to go ahead and aggregate to see if I can aggregate this and get the ones that are actually pushing pretty decent. And what I like to do is I like to look at the ones that are really hitting hard, and I like to look at the ones that aren't hitting hard. And the reason why I like to look at the ones that aren't hitting hard because we're looking for potential of bounces from the bottom, and the ones that are hitting super hard, we're looking for potential rejection from the top. So we're going to start with the ones from the top. I want to go ahead and start looking at a 5-3-1 method. So I don't want to get too deep. I mean, you can look at all 50 of these. When I'm scanning through the market, when the free market comes, this is usually how I have it. And I'm looking for certain things based off of, different criteria and stuff. And I'm looking usually at volume, price action, and I'm looking at catalysts and stuff like that. But when I start to see some things I like, I start to hone it in. Okay. And so the 5-3-1 method keeps me solid and keeps me kind of straight. It takes away this 50 number, right? And I can kind of trim it down to, 5 stocks that I like or 10 stocks that I'm liking. And I could start trimming from there. Out of the 10 stocks that I like, I can go into 5 stocks that I'm really paying attention to for potential moves. And then once you start to get those 5 stocks, I'm looking for the 3 reasons why to push to buy. And of course, we only need one reason why to exit, and that's either to secure profits or to protect capital. So we're going to go ahead and check out the top 5 here. So we got ARM. Let's go ahead and get into it. And we're going to go ahead and go into the 2-hour chart. I like the 2-hour chart right now. The 4-hour chart's my go-to, but the 2-hour chart's not a bad one. And we're going to go ahead and kind of clean this up a little bit. Volume profiles on. Okay. All right. You see that ARM popped up pretty decently. We came out of this consolidation zone here, right? Came out of consolidation zone pretty heavy, and we got a nice classic, one pop consolidation, another pop, had a nice cup and a push up here. Now, typically when you see this, we already get in pullback. Depending on what the overall market will say and do, we could get, a more significant pullback because this thing is, I mean, just, not too long ago, this thing was, in the 70s. Okay. So this has pushed an extreme amount. I mean, when you look at this, let's do a measure, right? I mean, when you look at this, you're pushing from here, let's go to the high right here, right? I mean, this is a huge push, right? You got this pop here. This is 79, and you're pushing all the way to 164. This is a huge run, okay? Anytime you get stuff like this and you're popping up here, you should already be thinking pullback, right? Now, you could think this was the pullback here, 164 to 145. That's a decent pullback. But when you have something that's significantly pushed like this, you definitely need to pay attention because it could do some more and it not really affect things too much. Okay, so what I'd be looking for is I'd be looking for, this zone here. So we're going to go and put some triggers on this. We're going to put a top line trigger here, and we're going to go ahead and put a bottom line trigger. And what we're looking at with this one specifically is we're looking for trigger off the top for swing calls, trigger off the bottom for swing lows. And then we're looking for a little extension. Okay, we'd basically go the difference between here and here, and that would be our extension up or our extension below. And that's pretty much the target zone we'd be looking for. So these look pretty good to me for triggers to go off of some swing trades. And I do like this one. If I had to bet, if the market stays bullish, you got to go with the bullish call on this. However, if the market starts to sell off and people start profit taking stuff, you got strong volume towards the downside. There's no reason why people aren't going to start taking some profits off of this since, I mean, like I said, it was like 80 not too long ago at its peak. I mean, this right here is 79, so $80 not too long ago at its peak. People are going to start taking some profits, and that's just normal, you know, just normal things right there. Um, what was I? Top volume? Nope. Oops. Sorry. All right. CLSK. All right. I usually don't play this one too much. I like to go ahead and play the stocks in this one, but it's significantly moved. This one has been one on the radar for a while. We've been watching this. We've been playing this one. I mean, it was given all the setups. When we came out of this consolidation zone previously, right? We bottomed out, and when you start to see stocks like this start to round at the bottom, right? And they don't continue, and they start to round and they hold. This is when you start to think that okay, the potential for when you're coming out of consolidation is to the upside. Okay, when they start to round and they're holding right, and they consolidate, you got to think long first, and then you think short if they fail back past this line here, and it ended up doing exactly what it was, thinking doing. It rounded off. Held the support, came up here, consolidated, and then you got your pop and a significant pop. I mean, this is what 816, it doubled it. So you got a two pop here. Now, how much more juice do we have on this? I'm not sure. The news might be really good. Let's look at it real quick. And it's not giving us too much. Yeah, I'm not seeing too much on the news on that one. So, who knows if we got more to go, but I would be wagering when you got a significant pop specifically in this particular stock where we just were underneath $10, we're probably going to see some profit taking coming sooner than later. So I'd be looking for a pullback. So we would be cautious here. We would think if we started popping probably above the 17, right? We could start thinking about we got continuation, bullish continuation to the upside, start looking. But if we rejected 17 area, if we popped, then we'd be looking for the short. And specifically, if we started losing some of this area here, and I would probably say we start to lose and hit about the 1550s, we probably start cooling down a little bit. We could see a little bit of a decrease coming back easily into the 14 and the $13. No problem. So that's what I'd be looking for on this particular one and paying attention to those triggers for the thing. So I'd be expecting rejection around a pop up towards 17. I'd be looking for a reversal here and probably playing the short off of that. If we closed above this on like a 15-minute chart, maybe even a 30-minute chart, we close above this, we might have enough juice in here to keep this thing and pushing, but I doubt it. We'll probably reject, and then we'll start to get the cool down, which would give us the flush towards 14 or $13. Mara been on an absolute tear, and you can see right here we're at the zone where we're starting to attack previous highs. This is the zone where we're probably going to start looking at seeing some of the resistance is probably a little bit of a pullback. I would be looking for a pullback about 50% of here to here. So we'd go right in the middle. And we're probably looking for a pullback of about $2 to $3 on this one, pushing back down to 25. So could we get the push? Yeah, absolutely we could. I mean, we've seen it. We came out of consolidation here, came up strong, still pushing pretty decently. Crypto's, moving along fairly nice, but we're starting to hit, like I said, the re-attack in this area. If we fail and we start to see these buyer exhausts, kind of like we have these wicks here, right? We start to see the wicking out at the top over here. We need to go ahead and think short, and we're probably going to see that pullback coming back, like I said, about half of what we pushed, and that'd put us about $25, $26. AI has been pushing pretty hard here lately. This is always a popular stock. We do got a little bit of excess that we can run on this one. This one likes to run on momentum. And there's a lot of momentum along with the AI. This one is one of the few ones that I could see that we push to the upside a little bit more because we do have that AI push. All right. What we do want to be cautious with it because with anything currently moving on AI, the numbers have to reflect. Okay. The juice is worth the squeeze, right? So AI, the numbers are going to need to start, the proof has to be in the pudding essentially with these numbers. So we're flagging over here. We got a nice table forming up. We got a decent little pattern setting up here. We can easily, I can easily set the case for the little pennant for the push to the upside, but we need to watch it, okay? Because we pushed significantly coming out here. We got one leg up, two leg up, three leg up. Usually on this one, we start to hit the reverse button. We go up here, we hit hard, and then we start to reject, and we come back down a little bit. So just watch that one a little bit. We have some strong volume to the bottom, so I'd be looking for probably a little bit of a pullback on this one as well. Riot would basically be about the same thing as Mara. Looking for the rejection. We're about to hit some of these previous highs here, so we're expecting to probably pop up a little bit, hit that rejection button, and cool down a little bit, about 50% of where we popped up here. It actually probably, if we got to pop up a little bit, it would put us about where we're at currently. If we rejected from here, we probably lose a little bit of this, and I could see us coming back into this, between this $15 and $16 range. Now, let's go ahead and go into the let's go into the total volume. Let's go into the losers. All right. Oh, that's not the losers. There's losers. All right, Tesla. All right. You can see this chart. I've done Tesla a lot, man. Tesla's been we've been chopping Tesla up all day long and stuff. So let's go ahead and talk about Tesla a little bit. All right. Tesla's been holding this bottom level. All right. What does that tell us? Well, we're skirting here at this top. We keep rejecting off of this top level here. So this is strong resistance right here. This 196 area, right? But we're also able to hold this down here. Okay. No one's trying to get rid of it. Everyone, they got tons of buying down in this area down here, right? You can see it right here, especially right. Look at that buy volume here, okay? So you got tons of buying happening down here. So prediction is we bounce from this area, we go back up here, third time's a charm, and we can kind of clear this area. That would put us about 205, right? So I think if you're playing this might be a good time to go ahead and get shares long. Especially if you bought shares back when it was like 265 and stuff like that, this would be a time to go ahead and start averaging down into your trade. Could you get a lower price? Yeah, you might be able to, if it rejects again, but I think before it rejects again, it's going to make another run for some of these higher levels. So I think that we find support here, we bounce, we go and reattack this area again, right? This 196, 197. I think we actually hit it, and we pop in here and we start attacking this zone, and then we see if we can hold this area where we had this previous level of consolidation here. So that's what I'll be looking for. Now, if we fail this area, we're going to be looking for the 175 area, and probably maybe even a flush to the 170s, because now we failed this area 3 times, right? And so the third time's the failure, 3 strikes you're out. And now it's time to go ahead and come down here, and then we'll probably fail this one because it's just not the time. People just aren't motivated to go ahead and go long Tesla at this time if we fail, and we'll probably just reject. But I'm going to go ahead and go with the bullish stance on this. We hold this zone, we come back up, we accept it, we break through it, and then we start testing this area here to see if we're truly ready to go and start attacking some different levels and hold this level, or we at least clear this zone and then hit the reverse button to go start retesting this zone here to start playing in this area. So that is what I think. Rivian looks okay for share accumulation. I still don't like this one very much. And I think that I don't really think you guys should like it either. But I think if you get shares long, I think once the EV boom thing starts to happen a little bit, you'll be okay. We're holding the bottom pretty decently. We need some sort of catalyst. We need a spark for this. We definitely have some room to the upside, so it does have some room that we can go. It's holding this level down here, so there is some promise. I could see us easily getting some, a bullish catalyst or something and pushing us to the upside. But if we don't get a positive market, we start selling off. This will be one of the ones that starts to sell off as well. So just be cautious with this one. I'd go ahead and put triggers on this. I put a trigger at the top. I put a trigger at the bottom. And I'd be looking for trigger long, trigger short. And that's just how I play off the triggers. TSM looking like we pulled back a little bit. I like this pullback for a potential long entry here. I think this was a decent pullback, 135. We're down here at, 130. I think that was a decent pullback. If we hold this zone, I'd be looking for long entries from here. So I'd be looking for the long entry from this area. Now, if we can't hold this area and we start to reject it, then of course we're going to start looking for the short plays to go repopulate some of this area here. But I like this area to hold this, and we pop and we start breaking, and then 140 would be my target. Shopify, we have earnings coming up, and I do like this one for a particular play. Very risky. If you notice the option premium going into earnings, they were juiced. Okay, so I'm not really looking to play this one into earnings. I'll play this one after earnings. The premiums were just too juiced. You had to go way out the money just to get a decent premium, something. I mean, it just was ridiculous the amount of premium was, but definitely coming out of consolidation, choppy, highs, lows, spike up, hit the exhaust button, boom, came down, held it well, right? And then we popped up a little bit. So depending on what the earnings tell us, we'll either get a nice push towards 100 or we'll hit the reverse button and we'll probably start looking at those lower 80s. Microsoft. Looks like we got a little bit of selling pressure coming. People are taking some profits, which is normal. I mean, Microsoft, just like some of the other ones, look, I mean, just over here, January 5th, we were 366, 421, right? So people are bound to take some profits. We hold this zone, we might be able to pop back up and retest these highs, but I got a feeling we're probably going to reject this just from people taking some profits. And this is probably when we're going to start seeing that quote unquote correction that you keep hearing. When you start to see these big cap ones, it's not that we're going to sell off because of some crazy, thing happening. People are just taking profits, and they're taking some money off the table because these things have ran extremely hard. I mean, when you look at this, just look. I mean, if you just think if you were a hedge fund and you were investing, big money, right, into this, and you were invested here, and you spent $1 million, invested $1 million into this company over here at 323, would you not take some profits over here at 421 when you're $100 up on your position? Wouldn't you at least peel back 20-30% of your position to at least secure some profits in case you got a pullback? I mean, that's just common sense, right? So I think that we get a little bit of a pullback. I like to push back towards this area around here, and that would put us at about the fours or the high threes. And so I think the short case scenario, giving yourself a little bit of a time, we'd probably want to go at an angle. We'd want to go at about a 45-degree angle, right? And so we're looking about at the end of February, into the end of February, we could start looking, pushing out a little bit, 400s, maybe 395, pushing out to the end of February if you want to do some option contracts. And Amazon, you're starting to see a little bit of fluctuation coming from hitting these peaks. I think the same thing's happening with Amazon. You're starting to see a little bit of a selling pressure. I mean, we've absolutely just hit the explode button too. I mean, look, all these things have just exploded, right? It's time to cool down a little bit and give some of this stuff back. I don't think we'll go back to like down here, right? But we might show some of this back. We're over here at what, 171, what would coming back to retest this 160 do? Nothing but give the rich people a better entry to go ahead and buy more shares and go long, right? Yeah. So I like that one for that one. Google's another one. Be cautious of this area here. It popped up. Remember, we did this chart before, right? Every time Google does these rises, it drops, right? Rise, it drops, right? We saw the rise, it dropped, okay? We got another rise here. Most likely, charts repeat themselves. That's why TA exists. We'll probably see the drop. So I'm looking for shorts on Google just from basic TA, you know, TA principles. And Apple, this is the last one I'm going to give you guys, and then I'll let you guys get to your evening. Apple, kind of choppy here. I don't really know which direction to go on Apple. This one's be kind of a gut play. It'd be a gut call. We're pretty much in the middle, man. We got volume to the upside, we got volume to the downside. This would be one of those that you got to play by ear. You kind of have to go with the sentiment. If you start to hear and start to see the rumblings of some of the bullish push, we start to go long, right? Thinking 190, right? If you start to feel the pressure of the overall sell-off coming, you probably want to go short, and you're starting to think 180 on Apple, and you want to give yourself enough time. So either way you look at it, you want to give yourself some time. And if you do that, go ahead and point some 45-degree angles, right? Give yourself some 45-degree angles. Give yourself, what was that, about 23 days? I think we went out on each of them. Is that about March? We can come back a little bit. End of February. Give yourself end of February, and we're looking at, like close to 193 and about 180. So that's about where I think we would go, and that keeps us in line with basically what's going on. And we're still in line with the price action either way you look at it. So that's how I'd be playing Apple, just playing it by ear. All right. Now that we talked about some of those, let's go ahead and go into the queue. Right. God, I need to clean up these charts, don't I? I do these all the time, man. You got a lot of stuff going on, man. Yeah. There we go. All right, Q. All right, obviously the Q is going to keep accelerating to the upside as long as big tech keeps accelerating. But once we start to hit that reverse button, we're going to start coming back down. So I'd be looking for the short. We play the trend. The trend is your friend, but I'd be looking for the short on Q when you start to see the selling pressure happen on some of the big names. Okay, so we want to go ahead and start looking for it. I'm thinking 130 sounds about good. That seems about right for at least a rejection, at least a pull down to retest and a bounce type of thing. We might even be able to get a little bit of follow through because we got a decent little area here. And if you go in the middle of that, that puts you at about 127, 125-ish, right? But 127 would be safe. And that would be about where I'd expect us to at least hit a little bit of the resistance to have a little bounce and stuff like that. So that's where I'd be looking for a decent little pullback. Now we could get an explosive play on this if we were able to happen to stumble upon the timing right, but you can't time these that well. So you just kind of have to play the trend. If you start to see, some of the big boys like we went over, some of those big cap tech, start to fail and reverse a little bit, you want to go ahead and probably start thinking short Q and buying yourself some time. Go ahead and go a little bit further out than you normally would. Normally you might go same day, maybe one day. Go ahead and give yourself, 3 or 4 days on that Q. Spend a little extra money just in case, and go and stick to your plan. Stick to your plan. Trust yourself. Stick to your plan. Spend a little extra money, and you'll probably be successful. AMD coming out here. I think we probably will reject this area. We're not looking too, we're starting to lose some volume. We're not looking too strong over here. I think we'll probably reject this area. We start to cool down on this. I wanted to show you IWM though. IWM super strong. Okay. I like IWM to 205, and I like it for a push towards 210 for a test. Now the reason is IWM actually, this isn't, a previous high for IWM. If we go out further on IWM, we see that IWM has some room to go. Okay, so we still got room to roll. 205, we still got different levels. We still got a gap to clear up here at 220 and then stuff. So we still got room to climb as the mega cap and the SPY and stuff like that suffer. The smaller cap may start to get some of that rotation into it, specifically if it's just profit taking and the economy stays relatively bullish. You might see the smaller caps starting to broaden out because people might get a little, it might be risk on. So we'll have to play this one by ear, but I do like this one for 205, and I like this one for break of 205 on its way to 210 to test. And SPY. All right, let's look SPY. All right, I told you guys, I don't like when I see charts like this, okay? Anytime you see stuff like this, you gotta think melt up, okay? Anytime you see stuff like this, you gotta think melt up. And when you see things like this, melt up, you gotta think reverse, okay? So we're thinking reverse. We're gonna ride the train, but we gotta think reverse. We're gonna go ahead and go into the 2 hour, okay? We're starting to see some of that buyer's exhaustion. Look at the volume coming in. We're hot, we're hot, we're hot. We're starting to cool off a little bit. MACD's starting to tell us we're cooling off a little bit. RSI, you can't really trust the RSI too much because it's fluctuating everywhere, right? But we're starting to cool off on a TTM squeeze. So all the indicators are giving us some of that negative divergence to the downside. Volume is telling us that we're still ascending, right? But the pressure is on. Okay, so we're hitting some exhaustion points. You can only continue to accelerate so much before the brakes are going to be put on and people are going to start profit taking. So I think we're almost there at the point. I could see a last ditch effort push to 505, maybe in like an all and out assault where you got just a huge bullish day in the market. And then the flood works will happen and we probably will get, maybe a 5-10% correction in the marketplace, which we need. We need that, couple ones on your radar. Meta coming out of this flag, okay, I could see the case for the bullish or the bearish. I would be leaning more towards the bearish side because, again, this thing has absolutely just, blasted. But again, this is one of those that you can easily just put some triggers on it, okay? You put a trigger to the upside, come here, put a trigger to the downside. And we're just using price action, okay? You don't want to come all the way down here because you might miss some of the, because if you come here and you trigger, you're going to most likely come here and probably trigger through, right? Before you start to hit the reverse button. But you push here, you're going to start to go and retest some of these previous highs. So in between, we feel safe. We trigger up here. We're looking long. 505 would be the target, right? Trigger down here. We probably short. 445 is probably the target we're expecting the follow through and the resistance come in. All right. That's it. Come back to reality. I'll bring you guys back. All right, guys. Hope you got some value out of this. This is just how I just look at stocks, very simple. We go through, we just look at it, pre-market will give us some more understanding. We'll start to look at some of the earnings in pre-market and see what we got. Don't forget, if you're into the small account, you want to follow along with that. The link's going to be in the video in the description. It's free. Like I said, we're doing on the Telegram platform for February. And I hope to see a whole bunch of new faces on the TWR platform. Right here is the upgrade chat. Please come take a look at it. Like I said, it does nothing for you guys to go ahead and take the free day trial of the Elite, man. Come there, check it out. You like it, stay and play, man. You don't like it, it's completely free. You don't have to sign up, and you can go on about your business and have a great day. And you can still remain a free member on the TWR platform, so if you ever decide to come and be a premium member. But other than that, as always, if you're ready, follow me. Let's go to war. I'll catch you guys out there when that market bell rings and we go out there and make some money later. All right, team, that's a wrap. Check out TWR's platform and come get some. Remember, scared money don't make money. You got to have a plan and a strategy. Got to be able to control your emotions. Stay calm, cool, and collected. And as always, if you're ready, follow me and let's go to war.
In the traders war room, warring with the market every day we on Zoom. Never gonna quit, ain't no way we gonna lose. I done made a profit and it's way before noon. Way to go, dude, come and learn how to trade stocks. We rentless with the attack when this thing pop. We market warriors and we can share the same pot. I woke up and went to war in my tank top. Thanks, Pops, he an analyst, a veteran. And we ain't hating on them other dudes, we better than. I was down and then I learned about leveraging. And after that, I ain't never went red again. Green, right? It ain't bad, it just seemed like something wrong with you if you say we ain't tight. Get in and get out before you think twice. Let's have a toast, you bring the drinks and I'll bring ice. Defeat's nice in the traders war room. What you wanna do when the traders war room?